It is art style study number 3. Yes, the third one. And for this one, I'm doing Lotus Bubble. Fun fact, for a little while, I thought it was lots of bubbles. I don't know how I read that. I probably read it the first time when I didn't have my glasses on. So, another artist I really admire. Another artist I really like. This artist's art style has it's very stylized. The faces is very reminiscent of Disney, and the rendering is quite soft and vibrant. Backgrounds are quite bright, which makes the characters in the foreground really pop out, and the eyes are a really big focal point. And the skin is rendered with multiple different hues. There's entire times where there's pinks, a little bit of gray, blues in there. The line work is even present, even at the end, like Shamda's arts, with the whole line work alongside the digital painting. Something I'm actually familiar with this time. I think this will be quite fun and not such a pain in the neck as the previous one was. Alright, on to starting this piece. The first thing I need to do is always put them guidelines down. Oh, and I completely forgot. And this is the reference that I'm going to be copying, basically. I must remember the rules of anatomy do not really make all that much sense here. Since I'm having a bit of an issue right now, I am just going to do a bit of tracing, but I'll be just referencing the trace. That's the difference. Referencing said trace. Just so I can have an understanding of the forms and shapes used in this. Now I'm done the sketch, and it's time to line art this thing. One thing that I've been both happy and sad about is people's responses to the art, to like the art studies that I've been doing of these other artists, and they're just like, wow, those are amazing. They're just like, oh, these are some of my favorites from yours so far. And it kind of makes me feel sad because it's just, I copied somebody else's art style. I'm both happy and a little bit sad because of it. Seems like the round brush is in play here. Alright, now that the background is basically done, I can move on to everything else. Now that I'm done the color blocking, I am moving on to actually painting this. My least favorite part about drawing is the initial parts of the rendering. Situations like these make me wonder, do I really like art? I would say yes, because I keep on coming back. Oh, today's Monday. Actually, you know what? This is a perfect plug. On every single Monday and Friday. Yep, Friday, the same day that these videos are uploaded. You can actually go follow me on my Instagram, because I'll be posting stuff there every Friday and Monday. Something weird that a lot of people just don't understand is I don't like screened drawing tablets. I like my non-screen. And a lot of people just look at me like, oh, how do you use a non-screen one? And then other people are just like, what? You don't like drawing on an iPad? If you want a bigger screen, you want a more vibrant screen, you want one with a higher refresh rate maybe, for some reason, you have to get an entirely new drawing tablet. And if you want one of high quality, we're looking at $1,000, 1,000 to 2,000 to, I swear I've even seen 3,000. Like, it's freaking insane. Gotta make them lips juicy, and the best thing to make these lips look juicy is none other Then adding the highlights. Boom, boom. Those lips, extra juicy. Now this is where the fun begins. Now I'm gonna move on to the hands. I'm ignoring that hair for as long as possible. The hair looks extremely complicated. The face looks just so good. It's actually crazy. No, I gotta do the hair now. You know what? I want to set a time for which I think I'll be finished. I think I'll be finished in the next 40 minutes. For some reason, I'm feeling very anxious about this drawing right now. Like so much anxiety for no reason. I feel like that happens with every single one of these drawings. Is just like wave of anxiety, and I become very anxious and don't want to draw anymore. I think that's the reason why. It's because there's so much detail put into this hair. No, so much. Oh my goodness. That's one of the things that's made art so hard for me is there's no actual measurable thing that is going to tell you how much you've improved by. It's all just by look. And the thing is, you could say, well, what about the time? You can be like, oh, well, I'm spending a lot less time on my pieces. Well, the thing about that is, yet again, you don't really know if those pieces are technically better. They could be exactly the same, but you could just be, or it could be a little bit worse, but you're just happy about it because you spent less time on it. And now, like, you know, there is so, it's all just subjective, and there's not 100% way of knowing it. There is a stage where I thought that eventually, just no matter what, I'll always be happy with my artwork. Every single artwork will be just the most amazing artwork ever, and I will never see any problems with it. I used to think that. But it's just not true. No matter how much time you spend on your art, you're always gonna see the little tiny things with it. There's always something that you can improve on, and you're never going to be perfect. Why am I getting anxious again? There's so much anxiety that's just from coming from this. From this. Like, I start drawing the hair and I'm filled with so much anxiety. Like, why am I anxious? Nothing is going on. Like, I can feel like I'm literally getting hotter. Whenever I'm drawing this, like, I start sweating from just drawing hair. Except for this. I love how I said I'm done, and then I'm like, oh wait, shoot, I see something. Okay, now I'm actually done. I'll just lay down my quick thoughts right now. This one's actually pretty good. Here's the original, and here's mine. There is obviously a pretty big difference, being that this one obviously is going to be the better one, because mine is just trying to replicate as best as I possibly can. I still did it. I think I captured the essence still. I can already notice some problems with mine compared to the original right here. The width, the face is a little too wide. This eye is a little too small. I still think I did a good job regardless. Okay, it's time for the second part of this video, where I emulate Lotus Bubble style and hopefully don't cry myself to sleep drawing this one like I've been doing with the others. For the face and stuff, I mean, most of this is just going to be placed on an angle like this, which is kind of stupid now that I think about it. But you know what? I'm rocking with it. Also, this circle is very strange. Alright, just like with the first part, I'm just going to start off by doing a sketch and then doing the line art afterward. I talk a lot about art in my videos, which, you know, makes sense. It's an art channel. But not really much else. And when it comes to the art itself, there's not a whole lot to say. So I kind of just feel like, I'm like, oh, so I did this, and then I did this. And I mean, yeah. You know, that's fun and all. But, you know, where's all the other interesting stuff? Why do I always need to be talking about my artwork the entire time? Why can't I talk about something like Overwatch, Hard Stuck Gold, 50% win rates? Yeah, stuff like that, you know? Like, just because it's an art video doesn't mean it has to be about art, right? Or have to talk about art. I could just talk about the most random of things. Boy, do I not like doing line art. Ever since I started making good quality sketches, it just felt like a waste of time to do line art. When I first started drawing, I wanted to get to the point of just super realism. Extremely realistic piece. And I had the most stupid expectation that I'd be able to make a realistic drawing of Iron Man where the metal looks all correct. That didn't happen. 1 month in and I was like, damn, I'm nowhere near my goal. This is gonna take a lot longer than expected. I went full anime. I made pretty much no progress from just drawing anime. And I made the same amount of progress in like 3 months of using actual references as I did in 2 years of drawing with anime references. Drawing from real life is the best thing you could do. What's more beautiful than real life? Whoa! Line art's done. Time to paint with the round brush. Whoa, my computer didn't lag. What color is this? Okay. I gotta do base colors right now. Let me quickly remove the background just so I can get this. That's crazy. Now this looks dark, but this looks light. That's... color theory is cool. Suddenly, my confidence for art is now down the drain. Okay, time to go back to 45 degrees. Yikes. Coloring within the lines is so hard! Gotta use a gray. I haven't really said anything about the coloring so far. Just genuinely, I don't really have anything to say. It's kind of just coloring. So far, this is actually looking pretty good. I love how crazy she looks. You don't know how to do something, don't do it. It's probably the worst advice somebody could give you. I am sad now. You might be asking why. This drawing looks lovely, and it does. But then, I remembered I still have the hands and the sleeves. Like, bruh. Alright, that's it. Boom. I don't need to do this anymore. I painted a hand and that's it. Don't need to do anything anymore. I'm a retired artist now. I drew a hand that looked good. I've done the impossible. Okay, now only two things remain. One is the hat, and two is the hair. That's all I gotta say is I don't understand how the hair is done. Like, I can see it, but I just don't understand the thought process behind it. I don't get layering. It just feels odd to me. I thought, like, the hair was gonna be easy. I was like, oh yeah, hair, easy peasy. Don't even need to worry about it. But this is... I don't even have a direction. I'm kind of just putting colors down. That's all I'm doing. I'm putting colors down because I don't know what I'm doing. I would say I'm done the hair. But this isn't everything. Even though I'm basically done majority of everything, there is still one very big thing left. And that is the use of overlay. Well, this is the end of it. I gotta do a comparison time. I think I did a pretty good job here. Obviously, not as faithful as the other one was because I didn't have a direct one to copy off of. The jacket wasn't too good, to be honest. It's very flat looking. I don't know. I don't know. The jacket in the reference also looks pretty flat, so whatever. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. It did take a little long. Like 4 hours for this it's pretty crazy. So, since this is an art study, that means I learned something, right? The hair techniques, and I also learned stylizing again, using bigger eyes, different proportions. 'Cause I've done more realistic proportions and I haven't really done big eyes a lot. So, relearning how to do that, saturated colors on the face, but the actual rendering itself, haven't done this. So it was a pretty fun experiment, but unfortunately I'm not taking anything from this one. And now it is the end.